Welcome to another exciting, exhilarating episode of Couch's Corner. I'm your host, Dana Volke, and today on the show I have some of my esteemed alumni colleagues from Fitchburg State College. We got Kevin and Tiffany here, and today, last time on the show, we talked about classic toys, which we have strewn around the Couch's Corner today. And we've decided that today we're going to talk about classic cartoons from our childhood as well. So, Kevin, what was one of your favorite childhood cartoons as a kid?
Well, you know, it feels a little sacrilegious to have Power Rangers right next to Ninja Turtles.
Hey.
Because
it's a tough call.
Power Rangers were the death of my childhood.
You can love them equally.
No, I didn't. I held my tongue. Kept my mouth shut during the last show, but live action, no.
Going back and watching the Power Rangers, it's terrible.
But that's the same thing.
I was watching some on Netflix, and it doesn't age well.
It does not hold up.
But the same thing with Ninja Turtles, and even the current Power Rangers series. I don't know why kids still like it when there's. I mean, but no, I'm not saying why they didn't like it then. It was, you know, I understand why kids liked it then, but now there's much better stuff around. You can go with the Avengers. Not that there's live action Avengers, but you know, there's better karate type stuff. Yeah, I mean, Bucky O'Hare, which I don't know if we talked about.
I don't think we did in our last episode. No, I think we did.
Bucky O'Hare, but it was, I mean, obviously it was kind of a Ninja Turtles ripoff. But, I mean, obviously it worked, because that's what I bought.
He kind of reminds me of Bonkers, from the cartoon Bonkers, probably because of the shoes or something.
What was Bonkers?
I think it was on Disney Channel. It was made by the same guys who did like.
Was he like a cat cop?
Yeah. Yeah.
There was that in Marsupilami.
Ah, Marsupilami. Actually, wait a minute. No, I'm sorry. I think that's what I'm thinking of.
Marsupilami was like a jungle thing. Swung through.
That's so interesting.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that.
That is what I'm thinking of. It is Marsupilami, because I had the game on Genesis too.
Oh, those games are awful though.
Yeah, I know.
Like once in a while, then the Disney games would be great. Like Little Mermaid for Nintendo.
Yeah.
Did you play that?
I loved Aladdin. Aladdin was awesome.
Aladdin for Sega?
Yeah.
Yes. I got that as a present for coming home from a surgery.
Really?
Yeah, and I was out of it, and it was like there, and I just played it like groggy. I'm like, no, I like throwing apples.
Do you remember those like Tiger, like handheld games?
I had one.
Yeah,
I had the Aladdin one. Speaking of throwing apples, I had that one and a Muppets one, but it was like you could only do like move forward and backward. I don't know. It was weird.
I always had like the worst sound effects.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
They were fun though.
Those are great. I have to dig some of those up.
AA batteries, I think.
Yeah.
Had to be.
Cool. Cool.
Great.
And then He-Man, which is also pretty bad if you watch it now, but...
Actually, I disagree. I've watched some He-Man on Netflix. I think that show is better now than when it was when I was a kid. Same thing with Transformers. I'm not even kidding you. It's like Transformers to me is better now than it was when I was a kid.
I don't think I watched Transformers as a cartoon very much. Actually.
No? Really? No. Oh. Did you watch any Beast Wars or anything like that?
I don't think so.
No.
I was heavy on He-Man. I think I did a little G.I. Joe. Maybe that was because I was doing like the girly stuffed animals, which I didn't bring because I want to pretend I'm macho and Ninja Turtle. But yeah, I had a lot of stuffed animals. But I think I'd had a couple G.I. Joe to like pretend I was manly boy.
Gotcha.
Manly man.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
There's nothing wrong
But
with
really,
stuffed
I'd go to
animals.
bed with a bed full of stuffed animals. It'd be a big fortress, and I'd stuff myself under the stuffed animals.
Hey, there was nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I had a crash test dummy.
Aww.
Like a plush.
Crash test dummy.
Oh man!
Really
I was trying to find my crash test dummy taxi car. I couldn't find it anywhere. Like I know it's in the basement, but I wanted to bring. I was bananas for crash test dummies when I was a kid.
They had a cartoon though, right?
Oh, it was only a pilot. It was a CGI like 1992 pilot, which I have on VHS. Only ran on TV once, and if you got one of the action figures, it came with a tape, and that's how I got it. But it's like, yeah, you like can't find it. But yeah, just that one pilot.
I mean,
that
I think even as a kid, I realized that it was a marketing thing. It was cheap, that they were basing a whole like line of toys on a commercial, basically, commercial characters.
Right.
And I'm not buying into that, so I was a smart kid. I just went and bought everything Ninja Turtles and Ninja Turtles cereal, but no.
Oh, Ninja Turtle cereal was great. Did you ever get the Ninja Turtle cereal that came with like the Ninja Turtle bowl?
Yeah, it was like the head,
Yeah.
like a handle kind of
Yep.
thing?
I had that, and then I think somebody accidentally put it in the dishwasher, and it got all warped.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it got like melted. So that went in the trash. Oh, same thing with they had so many like game and TV cereals back in the day. Like I had they had Bill and Ted Excellent cereal, and it came with like this little telephone booth. That was awesome.
Do you remember they had the split cereals, like they did like the Zelda and Mario.
Oh yeah, sure.
Bags
Yep.
in the box.
Yep, I remember that. Pac-Man cereal and yeah.
ET cereal is.
Ah.
Did you have ET cereal?
No, I'm scared of ET.
Oh, really?
I'm going on the record. I'm going on TV and saying that I'm terrified of ET to this day.
So like clowns, spiders, no, but ET.
E.T..
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
could see
That
that.
is.
I don't even want to talk about
That
it.
is. Oh, okay.
It's frightening.
That
Wow.
alien or
I'm
ET?
okay with that alien. I will watch that alien.
That alien has another alien pop out of its head. So
I know.
If ET opened his mouth and had another ET pop out.
So when ET just has his glowing finger and he just wants to be your friend
Nope.
and you're just like, get out of here.
Nope. I used to have nightmares that he was going to come and like attack me. I don't know.
He's
And he's like the
E.T..
nicest, like.
Wow.
I don't know.
Wow.
Can't explain
Oof.
it to this day.
That
Will
is
not.
that is goofy.
He comes on the TV and I'm like, nope, can't do it.
Wow, I am shocked.
I wouldn't watch it just because I'm emotional and it's a sad end of a movie. I don't think I've watched it since I was a little kid, but I think I'm still afraid I'd feel like I was when I was a little kid. So, yeah.
I'm just afraid.
You know, it's funny because like there is this horror movie that I watched when I was a little kid. It was actually a Disney-produced horror movie called Mr. Boogedy.
Yes. Oh God, yeah.
I actually have that on VHS, like recorded from like 1985
It
when
was
that
from-
aired.
Yeah. It
And the
was,
tape is like it's getting bad, but luckily I digitized it, so I still
probably
have it.
have it, too.
I had that, and then like during the beginning of like the credits, it cut off and went to Bride of Boogedy, the sequel, which had what's his name, John Lovitz in it. So yeah.
Oh my God.
that must have been before.
That was
Saturday Night Live.
that was the first time I ever.
Wow.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Not John Lovitz. The guy from American Pie. Eugene Levy.
Yes.
Eugene.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you.
That's the first time I ever seen Eugene Levy. I remember being a little kid, and like my mom thought like there was something wrong with me because I'd be like, Mom, I want to watch Mr. Boogedy, and she's like, don't you want to watch like Back to the Future or something? No, I want to watch Mr. Boogedy.
Well, that was part of Disney had like every Sunday night.
Sunday night movie,
They
right?
had like at 8 o'clock or something
Yep,
like that,
yep.
and it was always something like a cartoon, like Bambi or something. And I remember the week I didn't watch was Mr. Boogedy, and
Yeah.
it wasn't like I knew it was gonna be Mr. Boogie. And then the next day, all the kids were talking about how fun Mr. Boogedy was, and I like couldn't sleep for a
Yeah.
week.
The funny thing is, like, so I still watch it every Halloween. I've been watching it every Halloween since, as far as I can remember. And the movie still scares the bejesus out of me. I'm not even kidding you. It still scares me, mostly because it has this eerie music, and I don't know, it just kind of like brings me back to when
I
I
don't
was.
think I've ever seen it.
Oh, it's great. We'll have to watch it sometime.
All
It's
right.
great. It's awesome.
Screening.
Yeah.
See, I think there's also, another time I was supposed to watch that. My brother knew I was scared of that.
Oh.
So he put on Poltergeist instead.
Oh.
And like the whole clown scene and everything. So
Oh yeah, that is spooky. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's scary
so-
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Older brothers.
Yeah.
I love 'em.
Well, back on the cartoons. Oh
yeah, we
we were originally
kinda-
talking about.
Tangents.
So Tiffany, what was
Sidetrack.
one of your favorite cartoons growing up?
You guys are making me feel like an outcast because I'm a girl, and you guys are watching all yours.
That's
Well,
okay.
I have my Rainbow Bright Viewmaster slide. So.
Yes. Ninja Turtles is up there, of course. I mean, there's a picture of me somewhere. I think I had to be 5 or 6, and I have like the Ninja Turtle pajamas and all that cool stuff. Big one for me was Muppet Babies.
Oh yeah.
Muppet
oh, yeah.
Babies.
Like every day. Yeah.
Yes, Muppet Babies. What else was there? Tiny Toons Adventures. Not Looney Tunes. Tiny Toon Adventures. Do you remember that?
With Babs and Buster Bunny.
Babs and Buster Bunny.
Yeah.
I think I remember
yeah.
some of that.
And they had the Sega game was awesome.
Oh, okay. How about like the Garfield cartoon?
Garfield and Heathcliff.
Oh,
I didn't like Heathcliff.
Heathcliff was good. I always liked Heathcliff because it was like animated the same. You know, it's funny. I didn't really like it, but I liked it. Yeah, because it was animated the same way as Inspector Gadget. I used to love
That
Inspector
was a good
Gadget.
show.
So
You know, the thing about Garfield, though, is it was Garfield and what was that that other show with like the farm animals.
Oh, it was like it was like just like
The
Garfield and
farm-
Friends or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I remember this now.
And I liked that better
Oh
because
my
that was
God.
on TV like 10 years ago on Toon Disney before
Oh,
it was
really?
Disney XD or whatever it is
Definitely
now.
watched that.
And yeah, that was. I learned to like that better, and I was going to say, same thing with Pee-wee. When I was a kid, I didn't like Pee-wee at all.
Loved
But
Pee-wee.
Pee-wee,
Really?
No, not at all. I thought it was. I think
Wow.
it was it was the live action thing. I was very.
So weird.
He ended the Saturday morning cartoons, and then it was like he was the first thing that was live action.
Wow.
So I didn't like him.
Wasn't it Pee-wee and then Gumby came on after? It was like something like that. I forget what I used to watch.
I feel like it was Miss Beekman or something. Beekman's
I don't know.
World.
Beekman's World. Oh, I used to. That's actually on Netflix
wow.
right now. I have episodes that are on
I used
tape.
to watch that.
Way back in the day with Lester the Rat. That was a great show.
That was
I don't
on. That
remember
was
that, but
the
I know I
after
used to
Ninja
watch
Turtles.
that.
You know
show,
how
so I
like
resented
everybody our age is all like, oh, Bill Nye the Science Guy. For me, it's like psh, Bill Nye. Forget him.
love Bill Nye.
Beekman is where it's at. You know.
Bill Nye was awesome.
Yeah, he's cool. He's cool, but he's
Beekman
got
was at
nothing on
first.
Beekman's World. Let me tell you. So.
Beekman's World had the cuter girl assistant.
There were like several chicks on that show, if I recall. There were several different. I think their names were like Joni or Beanie or something like that. I don't know.
And it was a Sunday morning or a Sunday cartoon thing too. They like drew it, like the cartoon in like the next day or something.
Right,
I
right.
don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm trying to think of other shows. Like I used to watch like so much TV.
yeah.
She-Ra?
No.
Yeah. I used to watch a ton of. I used to love the Back to the Future cartoon. Like I watch it now, and the show's terrible.
Yeah.
But that was I used to love that. That was around the same time that they had Back to the Future cartoon toys at McDonald's.
Oh my God.
I remember, oh
McDonald's
my
toys.
God, I was so nuts for Back to the Future. Like, I would be like, Dad, let's go to McDonald's. And he'd be like, but we were just there. You're going to get the same toy. They alternate every week. And he's like, I don't care. I want to go. So we go, and yeah, I get the same toy. So I still have one of the little DeLoreans. So.
Back to the Future is another thing I didn't get into until a couple years ago.
Wow.
I think
You're such an odd duckling. Yeah, man. Let me tell you.
Speaking of ducklings, Howard the Duck.
Oh, dude, oh, yeah. Well, unfortunately
No.
not on VHS, but I got it on DVD.
Okay.
Howard the Duck is awesome for me.
No.
Leah Thompson, yeah.
See, because like we're supposed to be talking about cartoons, but now I'm thinking about live action stuff. And,
Yeah.
Like dinosaurs, kind of.
Because it was
live
puppeteering
action, but
stuff.
it was
and it
puppeteering.
was on TGIF. So.
Oh, TGIF.
Yeah, let's talk about TGIF. How
Oh,
about that?
man.
TGIF was awesome.
Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World, Family Matters,
Oh.
Perfect Strangers.
Didn't watch that.
You know what's Perfect Strangers?
No.
You know that Family Matters.
Family Matters was yeah, go.
Family Matters was a spin-off of Perfect Strangers.
Did not know that.
Because Harriet Winslow was originally a coworker of Larry from Perfect Strangers, and then she like got her own show. But then after halfway through the first season, Urkel came on, and that was
Weird.
the rest is history.
Love Family
so.
Matters. Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
I hated TGIF.
Yo, you're such a weirdo. Come
That
on.
was great.
What was the Step by Step or whatever?
Oh, Step by Step is
Full
great.
House
that
was part of
show.
TGIF
With
for a while.
with
Right there.
Cody, who lives in the van
I
outside the
forgot
house.
about him. I was just thinking about the youngest boy with the glasses that was like the textbook nerd. You know what I'm talking about?
watched the
On which
show a little
show?
bit.
Step by Step.
Oh, yeah.
the
Where
blonde kid
on the
with
on the
glasses
beginning
with
of the
always had
show,
suspenders.
it's like the one kid dropped his ice cream, and then he went to the kid with the nerd glasses, and he like took his ice cream off and put it onto his phone.
gross.
Yeah.
And it had horrible like CGI on the wave. Like there was a roller coaster or something. I remember from the beginning. There was like really bad waves that were like moving up and down the roller coaster in the beginning. It just right from the beginning, I knew it was
I'll
an
have to
awful
watch
show.
that again.
No,
Oh man, you're such a critical dude. Let me tell you.
if it wasn't a cartoon, I didn't want anything to do
Wow.
with it when I was a kid. Sorry.
You're
Wow.
hard to please.
So what are the cartoons where you went to back? Hey, did you watch like Super Mario or RoboCop or any of that
I-
stuff or
Super
Rambo?
Mario.
Super Mario
That's
show, I
still on
watched that.
Netflix.
Yeah.
I
It's
just saw
funny.
that.
It was off for a while and it just came back on, so I started rewatching it.
that.
It's funny though. It's funny. I love the live action stuff with Captain Lou Albano.
Yes,
But
yes.
in like all like the wrestlers that come on the show, like Sergeant Slaughter and all the other celebrities like Cyndi Lauper and all that. But
Oh my
I
God, I'm
don't
having
really.
flashbacks.
But
Yeah.
that stuff to me is
Yeah.
awesome. But like the cartoons, it's one of those things. I'm just like, I can skip the cartoons. I want to watch Captain Lou Albano.
See, I
you
was
know?
like that because, well, that was around the time I think when I was into Mario and stuff, and and playing on the Nintendo, and I knew the characters, and I was like, I don't care about the cartoons. I don't know who. I'm like, this is Mario and Luigi in like real life.
I liked the live action stuff, but I liked the cartoon more when it was the Super Mario World cartoon.
Oh, okay,
See, I don't
yeah,
remember much
okay.
about the cartoons, but I remember like that set like so vividly. I just like.
Yeah, they're in like their Brooklyn plumbers thing, and it's what I love. Like today, they don't have him in that stereotypical Italian thing anymore, where he's all like leaping lasagna.
Oh,
so they don't say any of that stuff anymore. They're constantly making like spaghetti jokes. You know what I mean? You know, hey paisanos, this is Super Mario Bros. Nowadays Mario just all hee, that's a Mario. Like, come on, dude. I want him to go, hey, let's get some spaghetti. Hey,
that's Mario. You know, I know.
I miss 80s, 90s Mario a lot.
But you know what you mentioned is Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah.
And that's why I watched G.I. Joe too. Because I was into wrestling, and Sergeant Slaughter was the crossover.
Do you remember, I think it was on the USA cartoon train, it was the like Hulk Hogan and Friends cartoon, or no, remember there was like a WWF cartoon with like Andre the Giant and...
I didn't watch it then, but I watched it on YouTube a couple weeks ago.
Oh, really?
I didn't know what it was, and yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah. I remember, I mean, again, I see it more now, but I slightly remember when I was a kid, but it had like the Mr. T cartoon and Chuck Norris cartoon and...
Yeah, there was a Mr. T cereal based on the...
Well, yeah, you could watch it on Pee-wee's Big Adventure. He eats it in the beginning of the movie.
And that's,
so.
yeah, that's right. And that's another thing that's disappointing is there really aren't cereals based on kid stuff anymore.
I know, yeah, you're right.
Like, not only do they not put toys in cereals, but they don't even make fun cereals anymore. It's just the basic, like, Lucky Charms, which isn't bad.
Yeah.
But I'm never going to have anything like E.T. cereal again.
Stop.
E.T. cereal. Do you like Reese's Peanut Butter Puffs?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was like.
Oh, that's terrifying.
But it was so much better.
Scary.
It was so good. And Pac-Man cereal was...
That was a Captain Crunch, wasn't it?
I think it was. I think it was like, it had like the little Pebbles things, but
Fruity
also
Pebbles?
marshmallows. It wasn't very creative.
Yeah, they were like the ghosts that were the marshmallows, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then there was also Pac-Man SpaghettiOs.
I remember having Sonic the Hedgehog SpaghettiOs as a kid.
I remember those.
Those
too.
were awesome, yeah.
I loved Sonic.
Yeah, I was a huge. Oh, the Sonic cartoon was not. They had like two Sonic cartoons. You had like the cheeseball goofy one. There was like Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and then they had like the serious one, and the serious one sucked. but the goofy one was awesome. That show was great. That's on Netflix too right now.
What's his name? Steve Urkel.
Jaleel White, did the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's awesome.
Okay, yeah.
At the end of every episode, he'd be like, "Come on, Tails, let's go get some chili dogs." Every episode, right?
I'm gonna say
they don't get that on a serious show.
Bring that back.
Yeah.
The other thing that they don't do anymore, you're talking about cereals, they don't do like cool, and I know it's the whole healthy thing, but they don't do any like tie-ins with like movies like a McDonald's, Burger King.
Oh, yeah.
Like any of those places, like, I mean, that was like the best.
Yeah, I remember when like Michael Keaton was Batman, and like McDonald's was like everything Batman. You know what I mean? You get the Happy Meal box. It was Batman. I mean, you don't get that anymore.
I remember they did that with the Flintstones, and that was the first time they had the McRib.
Yep.
Like every movie that came out, it was like, okay, who's gonna have the toys? Is it gonna be Burger King or is it gonna be McDonald's?
Right.
It's like, what am I gonna be eating? What am I gonna ask my mom to eat for like the next like 3 weeks?
Oh man.
And the toys were so cool.
They still do the Matchbox. The
Barbie Hot Wheels.
That's it. Like,
they're doing that
they don't
forever
do
though.
anything. Like I go in there and I'm like, I've never seen this advertised anywhere. Like, what is this? I don't understand.
Yeah.
No cool movie tie-ins anymore.
And it's funny too, because a lot of times they're even like Batman. What was that? Like PG-13 or something like that. I mean, what was that doing on a kid's meal? You know what I mean?
Like, what kid is gonna go?
Yeah. Or speaking of which, like we were talking about this earlier, but like there were a lot of like rated R movies that got action figures and cartoon shows, like Rambo, Starship Troopers had.
Alien.
Even
Alien,
Beetlejuice was even a little like, I remember being scared of
PG,
Beetlejuice.
but it was some spooky
like
stuff.
The seance part, that creeped me out.
Yeah.
A little spooky.
Yeah. So all that stuff. I had like RoboCop action figures and all that stuff.
Well, you know, even the Ninja Turtles movie, the first one isn't I mean, it's probably PG, but it's a little violent.
I vividly
for
remember.
today's standards.
I vividly remember my mom taking me to the movies, and I had to be like, what, 5 when that movie came out, maybe? I don't remember when it came out.
Like 89
I think-
or 88.
I think it was
No, see,
91.
maybe it was the second one. I don't know.
I think the first one was 1990. The second one was 1 or 2, something like
92,
that.
Yeah, it
It
had
had
to
to
be the
be.
second one. It was, but I was young, and I remember. I don't know why I remember this, but I remember the guy at the ticket counter being like, "Oh, your kid's too young." And my mom's like, "No, it's Ninja Turtle. She's okay. She's not gonna be scared. Like, believe me, she'll be fine."
And Kevin Nash's Super Shredder.
Oh, yeah, number 2. Right after Vanilla Ice's Ninja Rap.
Oh,
Right.
jeez.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'd almost forgotten about that.
Yeah.
I used to play basketball in my driveway playing the Ninja Turtles 2 soundtrack.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Ninja Rap. This is when I played the
I
best.
On tape cassette.
I loved
your
how
little boombox.
John Astin was like the scientist guy in that movie because he played the bad
yeah,
guy
yeah.
in Return of the Killer Tomatoes, which is like one of my favorite movies. So, yeah.
Boomboxes. They don't do that anymore. Cool, like movie soundtracks.
Yeah. Oh.
Like-
Yeah. Like you remember how movies all back in the day they always had like a theme song that some group would play, kind of like Ghostbusters 2, Bobby Brown, Freddy Krueger had the Fat Boys. Yeah, all these movies. I mean, like you watch Strange Brew. There's a Strange Brew song at the beginning. All these movies all had, some kind of song. You don't get that anymore. Yeah.
It's like a song like inspired by.
Right.
Like it's
yeah.
like. No, I just want to listen to. I mean, the one I played out the most was the Power Rangers, the movie soundtrack. I know you don't like Power Rangers. I'm sorry. Okay. I apologize. That was my childhood. But I played
You
that
can't take
tape.
that away from me.
I played that tape front to back like so many times.
Do you remember the Power Rangers CD that was like for the show, and like in between the songs they'd be like, "All right, Rangers, we're gonna go fight what's her name and some putties," and "All right, let's go, yeah," and then they're going to the next song.
I think I
Remember
had.
that?
Was it a CD or was it a tape?
Maybe it came out on both.
I don't know, because I know
Could
I
have been on
have.
cassette back in the day.
I
mean,
know I have the CD of like, what is it? What is the name? Like the Mighty Raw or some weird. But it's the band that did the theme song for Power Rangers.
Okay,
And I have the
that might have
whole-
been it.
I
That
don't
could have
know.
been
I
it.
have the
Yeah.
whole CD. It was awesome.
Yeah.
There was a Ninja Turtles band.
A Ninja
Is
Turtles.
that what the Power Rangers thing was? Were they supposed to be like a band on the side or something, or
I
was
don't
it like
know.
a soundtrack?
I don't know if it's a real band. I don't know.
Because there was a
We'll never
Ninja
know.
Turtles band where I didn't go to see the show, but it was like Leonardo playing guitar over
The Ninja
here,
Turtles
and then like
musical?
yeah, it was called the Coming Out of Their Shells
Follow
tour.
Your Heart.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sure. There's stuff about that on YouTube. Yeah.
Follow Your Heart song.
That looks pretty
sing it?
bad. Yeah.
And Splinter had a ballad on it. Called Skipping Stones. And I remember being like,
it's so beautiful.
"Oh, it's the end of the Ninja Turtles. this is done.
That's
this is
easy
over."
You ever
by
seen
Ninja
the
Turtles, man.
Ninja Turtles Christmas special? Where they're like, pizza with pepperoni. No,
I don't remember that. I'll have to look that up.
It's on. I think it's on YouTube.
very seasonal.
It's garbage.
But is it live action or animated?
It's live action.
Oh God.
It's garbage.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
See, the Next Mutation was after my time, and that was a live
I
action.
remember they had like a girl.
yeah, the fifth one.
yeah.
See, I don't remember that. I think that's kind of when I stopped.
I think Shredder died in like the first minute of that or something like that. I don't know. But
Shredder was cool.
yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, you know Shredder was Uncle Phil on Saved by the Bell.
What?
Yeah.
Uncle Phil and Saved by
Uncle
the Bell.
Phil on Saved by the Bell
I
is
can't even-
Shredder.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I don't even
Yeah,
know who
listen
Uncle
to the
Phil
voices.
is.
Yeah, it's him.
I know that actor. I
Yep.
can't.
Same guy. Same guy.
Weird.
Yep. Yep.
It's weird how people pop up in random places.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of people that do voices on cartoons are still doing voices on
Yeah.
cartoons, and like the current Ninja Turtles show,
The new one,
yeah.
Nickelodeon.
The guy who did the voice
pretty
of
cool.
Raphael in the original series is doing the voice of Donatello now. Rob Paulson.
Okay.
He's done tons of voices. So, I mean, that's what I'm impressed with people popping up, is the
Isn't
people
Sean
that do the
Astin
voice act. Yep,
doing
Sean
the
Astin
voice
is
in
one
that
of them.
show as well?
You ever seen that Turtles Forever, where it's like our old school good cool turtles
Yeah.
are meeting
The
the
2003 or
yeah. I thought it was cool. It was like this like interdimensional thing.
Really?
They were like parallel dimension where one was like cool 80s goof around turtles, and then there's like the early 2000s turtles that were kind of more serious, where like they don't have pupils and stuff. and they intermingled, and it was cool
sound
because
right at all.
you look at our turtles, and obviously they're so much cooler because they break the fourth wall all the time, and they just make jokes about pizza and stuff. And the new guys are just like, "Hey, we're the Ninja Turtles. We're tough and this and that." And the old turtles are just like, "Cowabunga, pizza, yeah." You know.
I like that you call them our Ninja Turtles.
They are.
Yeah, that's our. I mean, come on, right here, right?
We all know Michelangelo's the best.
But that's the thing. The original Ninja Turtles, they were kind of for Michelangelo's, though, because they all joked around a lot. Like the newer ones, they have different personalities and stuff.
Michelangelo's still the best.
Kids are so much more complicated.
You
now.
mean like one isn't a party dude, one isn't a leader, one doesn't do
Donatello
machines?
still does machines.
Okay.
Leonardo still leads. Michelangelo's still a party dude. But they weren't so much. They were all party dudes, really.
Yeah.
Aren't we all
You
party dudes?
mean back in the original show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
I used to spin on my floor, like on the. You know how like in the opening, like Michelangelo would like spin on his show.
Oh, yeah,
I used to try to do
yeah.
that.
Break dancing.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we're almost out of time.
Oh man.
You guys have
That was
any,
my fast.
I know, flew.
Took forever.
You guys have anything that you wanna wrap up with?
No, I think we killed it with the tangents.
Okay.
I want Kevin to play the one-man band again.
Yeah, you can play play the Power Rangers song on that
Take
thing.
us out. Come on.
Well, we only have 1 minute left.
Oh man, 1 minute.
1 minute. Here we go.
Might not get the 1 minute.
All right. Yeah, that's close
Brilliant.
enough.
Brilliant.
I'm sure that will appease the putties.
Yeah, well, good luck paying for the rights for that one.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if that was recognizable, so.
Kind of, sort of.
It was kind of, sort of. He
Sorry, the
tried.
pitch was off. I think we'll
You put in
get
your
away
best
with
effort,
it.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
did good. So,
He's done.
well, guys, thank you so much for being on the show tonight. That was great. Excellent
You're welcome.
topics and tangents.
Yeah,
So,
that's what we do best.
yeah. So, thanks again for being on the show. All right. Well, that just about does it for this episode. Make sure to check in next time right here on Couch's Corner.